Hello and welcome to today's Moto News Worldwide video on the Motocross Network. Monday, I was supposed to do a video for you guys, but I had some tax problems, so I had to get that handled. And yesterday, there really wasn't much news. I probably could have done a video that would have been late news, so I just said, nah, I'll just post the stories on our website. But today, we've got a few stories for you. I'm in a bit of a time crunch, so I've only got 3 stories lined up, but at least what I've got for you guys today is pretty interesting. We're going to start with Chase Sexton and his team manager, or crew chief, explaining his loss in Charlotte, where they're struggling, and their goal moving forward in the last couple rounds. Then we're going to look at some MXGP rumors. It looks like the Coenen brothers, Sacha and Lucas, will be back under the same awning in 2025, and Lucas Coenen may actually be moving up to the MXGP class. He's pretty young, so that'll be interesting. After that, we're going to look at the most recent Motocross of Nations team announcement. That is Team Slovenia. They are an underdog, but they've got a pretty solid team, so let's get into it. Before I get into the news, issue number 10 of the Motocross Network magazine is in production as we speak. It was delayed. I was supposed to have these shipped out for you guys already, but production was delayed. I will be getting it soon. So to MagPass subscribers and those of you who pre-ordered it, wait a little bit and you'll get it in the mail. If you haven't ordered a copy and you want one, head to the mxnetwork.com and snag a copy. We also have some past back issues. Here's issue number 8. And if you want to get some cheap ones, we got some of last year's back issues still available. Only a few copies left. So if you guys want one, head to the mxnetwork.com and grab one. Again, sorry for the delay. That's not on my part. That was on the production company's part. So sorry for that, guys, and I'll get it to you as soon as we get them. All right, first story of the day, Chase Sexton. He had a bit of a poor performance in Charlotte for his standards. We were kind of expecting him to battle up front with the likes of Tomac and Jett. They kind of surprised us, but we were expecting more out of Sexton, that's for sure. Sexton is aiming to reverse his fortunes from last year's SuperMotocross Championship. In the previous season, Sexton started with the lead in 450 SuperMotocross qualifying. He clinched the victory at the first SMX Playoff in North Carolina last year, but his performances waned. He placed third in the double points round 2, and a disappointing 10th in the final round after a crash while leading. After a tough battle with Jett Lawrence the previous summer with a lot of losses, Sexton was determined to get that title, and unfortunately he didn't. He entered SuperMotocross last year using the Supercross suspension that helped him win the Monster Energy Championship on his Honda last year, excelling initially but faltering later on. This year, the Illinois rider is focused on correcting his course, doing the opposite of last year, and doing better race by race from here on out. This year, Chase Sexton's challenge has been with his Supercross setup. Bike setup in general, suspension is a big part as well, and adjusting it for the SuperMotocross format. In Pro Motocross, Sexton fine-tuned his bike. It was pretty obvious, notably the Hangtown National, where he surged from last to first, and he maintained that strong performance and consistency throughout the season. So it's clear he's got the Pro Motocross set up pretty well. However, the SuperMotocross hybrid nature, with its significant rhythm sections, demands a suspension that blends Supercross agility with motocross durability. So he's been struggling with that. That's clear. At the first SMX race at ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, North Carolina, Sexton's performance was mixed. He placed 4th in the first moto and 3rd in the second, but was clearly outpaced by Eli Tomac and Jett Lawrence. He finished 3rd overall, which doesn't look bad on paper, but considering how well he did over summer, we were expecting more out of him. He did maintain the SuperMotocross points lead, which is a silver lining in this story, yet the question lingers, should Sexton find confidence in leading the points, or is there a cause for concern given his performance in Charlotte? Sexton spoke about his race, his struggles, and his goals moving forward with RacerX reporter Mitch Kendra saying, quote, "I'm not okay with that. I don't like losing, but I think compared to what I did last year, if I can go the opposite way this year, that'd be good. Last year I was good, and then I just got worse through the rest of the races. So this year, hopefully, I can bounce back in the next round, and then obviously the last one is really where everything's won at. So if I can just try and improve and keep myself in the last round and try and work some bugs out, we'd be in a good spot." Although he didn't really comment on why he was so far off in Charlotte, it's been well reported that he was struggling with bike setup, and you could tell just by watching closely on TV that he wasn't comfortable. The bike moved in some weird ways, especially in the rollers. He just looked uncomfortable in general. He looked much like he did in Supercross earlier this year. Red Bull KTM crew chief Carlos Rivera spoke about this and some of Sexton's other struggles on the SMX Insider post-race show, saying, quote, "Yeah, no, we really haven't figured it out yet. I thought we were good, but yeah, it's still a lot different. I definitely think we need to get better starts. I mean, these guys are really good. Not taking away any credit. They are strong on the starts, and he has to be better at the starts. Confidence. He is a champion. He knows how to get back there again, and he can do it. He can come back next week swinging and be on the top again." So not a whole lot of info on what he was specifically struggling on, which is the normal response from these guys. I've experienced that firsthand doing media for the whole Pro Motocross Championship. They're pretty vague, but at least we now know they have direction. They know what needs to be worked on. Starts, which will definitely help his chances of battling up front. And, of course, the bike setup. I don't think they'll ever find a perfect bike setup for Sexton on Supercross or SuperMotocross. He's been struggling with that all year and really hasn't made any inroads on that. I mean, he did have a good performance at the final round, Salt Lake City. But other than that, he's been kind of struggling. If they can at least make a slight improvement in this week and get better starts in Texas, we may see Sexton battling with Jett and Tomac. So hopefully they make some improvements and he can carry that confidence from Pro Motocross into the next couple races and battle up front. What are your guys' thoughts on Sexton's performance in Charlotte? Do you think all hope is lost on his SMX title chances, or can he fix some things and still contend for it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, before we move on, this video is sponsored by Blood Lubricants. Blood is a premium off-road oil and lubricant company based right here in the United States. They have everything from chain lube to regular engine oil to their prescription Clutch RX engine oil, which helps make your engine last longer. They even have a wash and wax. It's called Bloodbath. They've got everything. It's all high-quality stuff. Don't take my word for it. It is all Chris Kiefer tested and approved as well. If you're going to change your oil, don't chintz out on it. Get some high-quality American-made oil from Blood Lubricants. You can even save some money using our code TMN25 for 25% off. Limited time offer. So go save some money. Go give that company some love. Head to bloodlubricants.com today. All right, on to the second story of the day. This is a rumor, so don't take this as truth. We don't know for sure yet. This is all rumor, but it's pretty reliable. I only report on reliable stories. I don't do any of the crap random rumors that are just online. I don't do any of that. So this has a lot of reliability to it. So the Pierre Mobility Group, which owns KTM, they have shifted its strategic focus towards KTM within the MXGP paddock. This pivot implies a reduced presence for Gas despite its success, including an MXGP World Championship title with Prado last year and its competitive run this season. Gas, while stepping back from a full World Championship team, is likely to continue its involvement in the EMX 250 Championship, possibly the 125, 85 Championship as well. Notably, the Carli Racing team, which has been operating with Gas since 2022, will transition back to KTM next year. We already have one rider that's confirmed they'll be moving to KTM Carli for 2025, and that is Simon Längenfelder. He said this in a recent interview saying, quote, "Yeah, I have my contract. For me, I was last on the KTM in 2019 and on the 125. I think it's not too big of a difference between Gas and KTM, but for sure there is a difference. Another color, so yeah, also it'll be exciting to have a change." With Jorge Prado moving to America to race with Kawasaki, the question arises who will ride alongside Längenfelder on Carli KTM. This year, Marc-Antoine Rossi was part of the team until a knee injury ended his season prematurely. Although Rossi has a multi-year deal with KTM, there's speculation he might join Hurlings and Andrea Adamo on the second factory KTM team led by Harry Norton. Now, it is confirmed that both Sacha and Lucas Coenen will join KTM Carli in 2025, as they already have a deal with Pierre Mobility Group. This shift will likely see the Coenen brothers spending more time in Italy, though the team has shown flexibility. They are based there, but they do allow their riders to do as they please, as evidenced by allowing Prado to train in Belgium with Joel Smets this year. The reunion of the Coenen brothers under the same team banner marks a return to their early days back in EMX 125 and EMX 250, where they raced together on Bud Kawasaki and BT Husqvarna. Despite being a part of KTM, they've been with different teams the last couple of years, so it'll be cool to see them come back together. While Sacha Coenen continues in the MX2 World Championship, there's a strong possibility that Lucas might transition into the MXGP class. Now, he's just 17 years old. His 18th birthday is in November, so such a move would be very ambitious to say the least. I think it'll be awesome to see the Coenen brothers back on the same team again. It'll be similar to the Lawrence brothers situation we have here, both on Honda HRC working together. So hopefully it will benefit them. It'll be cool to see. I don't know how I feel about Lucas Coenen possibly moving up to the MXGP class. If it's true, this is the rumor part. The rest of it's semi-confirmed but hasn't been announced yet. But the 450 thing, the MXGP class thing with Lucas is still up in the air. If it is true, I think it'll be pretty cool to see. I just worry that it might be a bit premature as he's only had a couple seasons in MX2, so he's lacking a little bit of experience, but he's proven he can be a top guy. Hey, maybe he is a 450 guy, and it will benefit him to move up to the MXGP class. We'll have to see. What are your guys' thoughts on the big KTM switch-up for 2025 in MXGP? How do you feel about Gas leaving the World Championship? What are your thoughts on Lucas moving up to 450s? Let me know everything. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, before we move on, this video is sponsored by Sweet Life CBD. Now, we're all moto people here, and what comes with our sport is never-ending aches and pains. CBD can be a great natural solution for this. Introducing Sweet Life. Sweet Life grows all their hemp here in the United States, and all their products are THC-free, so you won't get popped on a drug test. All their products are third-party tested for purity, so you know it's all high-quality stuff. They also used to sponsor Rocky Mountain KTM and Blake Baggett before that team closed its doors, so they have a history in our sport. If you want to get rid of those aches and pains in a more natural way, head to GetSweetLife.com and use our code TMN for 20% off site-wide. Links in the description. All right, final story of the day. Team Slovenia has been announced. Slovenia is set to compete at this year's Motocross of Nations at Matterley Basin on October 5th and 6th. They're pinning their hopes on Tim Gajser, who will race in the MXGP class and lead the team. He currently holds the MXGP World Championship lead with 2 rounds remaining, though his title battle with Prado is expected to be fiercely contested towards the end. They're very close in points, been a tight battle all year. Either way, Gajser is the obvious choice for the guy to lead the team. Now, in the MX Open class, we have a friend of mine, Jan Panzer, a newcomer to the MXGP World Championship. He races as a privateer, running his own program, TEMJP 253 KTM racing team. Despite flying under the radar, positioned himself well, 14th in the championship as of now, showing steady improvement throughout the year. I think he'll show his true colors in Motocross of Nations this year. He represented the team last year as well, but he struggled a bit. Hopefully, with more experience, especially 450 experience, we'll see a better Panzer this year. Rounding out the Slovenian lineup is a young buck, Jake Peklaj, I think that's how you say it. He has participated in some various EMX 250 and MX2 races this year before being sidelined by injury. He's set to return for the Motocross of Nations, aiming to help Slovenia secure a direct qualification to the main event and strive for a top 10 finish again this year in nation standings. Team Slovenia manager Sacha Coenen, again, not sure if I'm saying that right, he said in an interview with GateDrop.com, quote, "We start to do results in the top 10. We got last year 9th position. This year, I think the Slovenian team has stronger riders than last year, and of course, we hope for another top 10. English isn't that guy's first language, so that does sound a bit weird. Anyway, I think Slovenia has the potential to do better than last year's finish of 9th. Honestly, if all goes well and they get some assistance with some top guys crashing out or messing up, they could inch closer to the top 5 bubble. Obviously, Tim Gajser, incredible talent, one of the fastest guys on earth, and Jan Panzer, he's made huge strides this year, earning himself a few top 10 overalls. So if they stay consistent, I think they'll do well. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Let me know your thoughts on all these stories. How do you feel about Sexton's performance at Charlotte and his goal moving forward? Do you think he can battle with Jett? How about Lucas Coenen possibly moving up to MXGP next year? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Don't forget to go support our advertisers, Blood, Lubricants, and Sweet Life CBD. Links in the description with codes to save some money. Our contracts with them are ending soon, so if you want to support our work, go support those companies. Finally, don't forget to head to our website and snag a copy of our magazine. We have some leftovers and pre-order for issue number 10, the latest one, so go get them while you can. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Sorry for it being so short. Hopefully tomorrow will be a longer video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.